Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about second year and what it's like. I have had a lot of questions about dentistry in general and how much free time I have and what I do in my free time, and would I recommend dentistry seeing as it's a lot of work. So I'll kind of just go over those things. Firstly, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has sent me emails and actually taken me seriously. All your questions have been great and thank you for trusting me to answer them. But yeah, I haven't really kept on top of this YouTube thing, and I think it's just because second year was a bit hectic and even my summer was crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna try and give it another go now. If you haven't already, then please go follow me on The Dent Life on Instagram. I haven't really posted anything on there yet, but hopefully I can try and keep it up with this. So just a little update, I have passed second year, so I'm going into third year in September, and the reason I haven't had as much free time is because second year was quite different to first year. There's been more days of clinic, so in first year we just had 1 day of clinic, and in second year we have 2 days of clinic. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it has been really tiring. So what I'm going to do in this video is answer some key questions that I have gotten from people and try and put it into a video. So the first question is, what's my timetable like? Like I said, in second year I had 2 days of clinic rather than 1 compared to first year. Clinic was on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays in the morning I was nursing, and in the afternoon I was dentist, and then it swaps around. So on Thursday in the morning I was dentist, and in the afternoon I was nursing. So I'm dentist in the morning, I have 1 or 2 patients and my clinical partner is nursing for me, and then in the afternoon we swap over, so my clinical partner is the dentist and I'm the nurse. So we don't really see that many patients, but obviously because we're just getting used to it and just still learning the skills, we get given a lot of time with our patients, so 1 or 2 is more than enough. Mondays were pretty much 9 to 5. In the morning we would have 3 hours of life sciences, and that could be followed by a lecture, and in the afternoon we'd have 1.5 hours of EBL, and that is inquiry based learning. If you want to know more about that, then comment below and I might possibly make a video on it. Then on Tuesday, like I said, we have clinic, and Wednesdays were the best days because they're a half day. They would consist of either lectures or workshops, and we'd be finished by 1 o'clock if we're lucky. Then Thursday, clinic again all day, and Friday mornings we'd have SIDL, which is self-directed learning environment, which is basically practicing clinical skills on the phantom heads, and then in the afternoon we'd have EBL for an hour and a half. So the next key question I've been asked is, how many exams and assessments did we have? So we had 2 big exams which are called MCQs, multiple choice questions, and these questions are based on life sciences. So, you know, the 3 hours of life sciences that we have a week and the lectures that we have, all of those are incorporated into the MCQ, and that was in December and in March, and if you fail one of them you have to retake in June, but luckily I passed my first 2, so I didn't have to retake. And then we had loads of practical exams which are called capabilities, so if you're capable of doing something on a patient in clinic. So for example, root canals, crown prep, denture design. If you pass all of those, you're allowed to go ahead and practice those on patients in clinic. Another thing we had to do was an IP project, which stands for interprofessional engagement. So that was all about working with the community to deliver better oral health advice and making people more aware about dentistry in general. And what we had to do for that was to write a written report and also make a poster, and then at the end there was a symposium where the group had to like go in front of a panel and all of their colleagues and kind of present their project, and that was kind of nerve-wracking, but it was all okay in the end. And that's about it for assessments and exams. The next question that I've got is, what do I do in my free time? Well, close to exams, my free time consisted of spending hours and hours in the library, but obviously it was worth it and I cannot wait to start that again. Other times, for example the beginning of term when the workload isn't as much, going out, having nights in with my housemates. Close to the summer we got a chance to explore Devon a little bit more, and trying to get some form of exercise done as well, but I don't know how successful that was. So what advice would I give to people going into second year or people going to uni? So general advice I would give to everyone, even if you're not studying dentistry, even if you're not even at uni yet, is to stay on top of your work, organise your notes, make a to-do list. I prefer to-do lists compared to timetables because I feel like they're more effective. But basically see what organisation technique suits you best and just keep on following that. Make your notes before you go to lectures and then update them during your lecture. I will be going into detail about how I did that in another video. So a great one for dental students in particular is keep a diary for your patients. Obviously don't write down their confidential information, for example their full name or anything like that. What I did was put down initials and patient number, and obviously because I didn't have that many patients, I did know who was who. What you need to write down is when are you next going to see your patient and what treatment are you going to be carrying out on them, and then before your appointment plan out exactly what equipment you'll be needing and the steps that you'll need to take throughout your appointment. So my supervisor did tell me to keep a diary and follow all these steps way in the beginning of second year. I actually started doing it in the last term and I was shocked by how efficient I had become. So I'm definitely going to carry on in third year, fourth year, etc. But if you can do it in the beginning of when you start seeing patients, it is a great habit to have. When you learn a new procedure, for example this year we learned how to do root canal, make notes on it straight away. I have a clinic book where I write about every procedure that I've learned, but I kind of stopped doing that halfway through second year. So at the moment I've made no proper notes on root canal or crown prep, and going back to try and do that is a lot harder than if I'd just done it at the time. So obviously right now I really regret my decisions. This clinic book is really helpful on clinic, so I do take it with me to every clinic session, and anything I'm doing, like radiographs to taking impressions to a composite, because everything is written down in front of me, I just find it easier. Another good tip for people who have things like clinic on their course is to plan out your meals for the week, and then that way you will have lunch for clinic and you will have dinner for after you get home from clinic, and you won't waste as much food or as much money as if you didn't have a plan. Last bit of advice from me is to give yourself a break. So if you think you have truly earned a break, don't be so hard on yourself and just take a break. Whether that's a nap or binge watching something on Netflix or going out with your friends and getting home at 5 AM. Do whatever you need to do, but do take a break, because obviously it's not an easy course and it can get really stressful at times. So I think that's it for this video. Hopefully I have answered all of your questions. If you have any more, then just comment below or send me an email or DM me on Instagram.